Now then, welcome back to another episode of Nemsun in Utopia. And I'm here at Doodarts, where we're making the fusion reactor. And it seems that we've got 32 fusion coils available to us, and a load of other bits and pieces. And I'm pretty sure that Doodart's been crafting extra bits that I have absolutely no understanding of whatsoever. But I know what it's supposed to do in the end. That's the main thing. So I'm helping out where I can. And we've got quite a lot of processes organized and sorted, and I'm working on another stage now, the sort of stage after it's built, which we're planning on building it in this area where the 4 quarries were. I'm planning on building the fuel to get the fusion reactor running, and so far I've come up with this idea, so I thought I ought to show you. Now, Doodart had also started something, but I couldn't figure out how to hook it up to the AE system for him to make it all automatic. These industrial electrolyzers take in still water and cans and produce, it's a can, it's another cell, let's have a look, hydrogen cells, and they also produce the offshoot of that, which is compressed air cells. So this first recipe in the book, basically, water makes uses empty cells to make hydrogen cells and compressed air cells. Now the hydrogen cells, they are used for they are used for industrial centrifuge to make deuterium cells. Deuterium is one of the core liquid components for a fusion reactor of the type that we're making. So I'm basically making this from water, hydrogen cells, and that, let's see the rest of the recipe. Actually, uses for the hydrogen cell made as that deuterium, and I believe that you can place that into an industrial centrifuge, and that will make the other element that you need to mix into a fusion reactor. It's a very, very, very high-end, that's one, high-end, top-tier, industrial craft, Greg Tech thing. It's very, very hard, and it's taken up lots and lots of grinding time, just grinding out materials and getting things to work. But these two together, put into the fusion reactor, like so, make helium plasma. And helium plasma makes lots and lots and lots of EU per tick in a plasma generator. So it is immense. And that's the EU that we need. So that's the thing that we're going to end up producing in the fusion reactor. So I need to find a way of making those and those. And I've found the way is hydrogen cells make that, and that makes the deuterium cells, and the hydrogen cells can be just created by an industrial electrolyzer taking 6 still water and 5 empty cells, and we produce them like that. The compressed air cells we don't need at the end of it. So I had this little rig up over here for extractors to basically extract the compressed air from the can and put the can back into the system. So the AE system can automatically keep refilling everything over this side. Now I'm going to link that to another module on this side, which will be processing the 2 products, the deuterium and the tritium, once we've got them, to put them into a tank and then empty the cells and put the cells back in over here to redo it all over again and keep going and going and going the process. However, I ran into a bit of a snag in testing. That's why I've got a few cells over there, the snag. The snag is trying to get the AE system to recognize a CAN going into this slot here. No matter where I put the AE export bus, it seems to want to take it to here, which is not where it needs to be. The CAN needs to be here. So I came up with an idea. And it was actually because I've been watching Generics B's videos, and I spotted something that he did, that he got the idea off the gyms, and wow, well, I just had to then go ahead and do it because it seems like the perfect solution to what we're after. What we've got is routers. Now, as you know, routers, well, maybe you don't know, but routers, they can link to every machine that is connected to them. So I've got to try and get these routers to connect to all these industrial electrolyzers so that they can import and export for me. Now, in order to get that done, I need to have a machine filter on them so that they will not go for any other machine. So I'll put one in there, and the third one I will be using in a bit, don't worry. So now the machine filter doesn't know exactly what's in the system, but industrial electrolyzers came up for some reason. Maybe it is actually touching already. I don't know. I wasn't expecting it to know where to go anyway. So we will just want the electrolyzers. Okay. And one of them's going to insert and one of them's going to extract, and it's that simple really. I think I can probably put the other router on the top of this one, or next to that one, I guess. I'll put it on the top of this one because then it's on with the AE system. And I'm going to put a couple of imports and exports. I want to export tin cans, and I want to import the 2 tins that we're using. So I'm going to import from that router and import from that router and export to that router. Right. So what we're going to export, we're going to export empty cells. So let's get some empty cells. So we're going to export empty cells using that export bus. Now this router's going to insert into a slot. Now we've got to find out what the slot's going to be, which slot's which here. Take those out, I can use those. I think it's going to be slot 1. That'll be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's go with slot 1. And let's put an empty cell in. And it doesn't go anywhere right now because it's not touching any of the neighbouring blocks. So what we've got is barrels. Now this is the ingenious bit, I think. Now that barrel is connected to, and that barrel is connected to, and that barrel is connected to the router. So it all forms part of the same chain. So if we have a look at the router again, it's now no longer got that empty cell in there. It'll just get rid of those empty cells as soon as I put them in. And let's hope that slot 1 is the right slot. There we go, empty cell there. Empty cells there. So if I take those out, take that out, take those out again, put another 1 in, let's see where it goes. Not that one. That one. There we go, look. So the empty cells are now being inserted into slot 1. And the same will happen with the extraction purposes. So over here we're going to have it so that it only visits the electrolyzers, but we're going to have it extract from not slot 0, not slot 1. No, we're going to go slots. Give me the slots. Slot 1, slot 2. So slot 2 should be this one here. And this one set up just the same. This one's going to extract from slot 3. I think that'll work. I might need to put this on to make sure it filters. Although I don't think I need to filter it. I made 3 just in case, but I don't think I need to filter it because it won't actually be connected to anything else other than the electrolyzers. So it should be okay there. So let's pop some down here. Now that should join this first row together. And I'll show you how all this is powering and what the stats are and all that in a bit. So now really I should be looking at that working properly. So let's put some empty cells in there, and the hydrogen cells and the compressed air. Compressed air goes straight away into the extractors, no doubt. So now all of those electrolyzers have lit up. So yeah, it's filling up those in the right places. Filling up those in the right places, yep. Yep. And I don't know how long this actually takes to process. So while that's processing, let's have a look over here. Now, as you can see, it takes 5 cells and quite a lot of still water. So what I've done here, I did the maths, did the calculations, and based it on something that I found in a forum as well that confirmed it all for me. And these industrial electrolyzers will be able to process just enough to keep up with everything else that's going to be going on, with 10 aqueous accumulators pumping out water constantly to 32 industrial electrolyzers. Now this is 40 industrial electrolyzers, but I think the way I've set it up, it should still be okay. And if there's a problem, well, I'll just have to take a few industrial electrolyzers out or something to reduce the numbers. But as you can see, the liquid ducts are pumping the water into all of the electrolyzers, and I've got the cables running all the way through them in a certain pattern to make sure that each one of them gets power. And down here underneath at the minute, we're using power converters and taking the massive amounts of MJs that we've got at the minute and converting it into MV and outputting MV into the electrolyzers. And down here I've had to convert it back, transform it back into LV in order for the extractors to extract the compressed air and turn them back into empty cells to put them back into the system to get them back into the electrolyzers to continue the process. I also plan on extracting the final product out and putting that into tanks and then using the empty cells there as well. So this should now be the good start for what we're up to. And I want to make sure that this is going to be working properly. So I've got hydrogen cells there that aren't going anywhere. Why not? Slot 3? No. Okay. That one's extracting from slot 2. And where was this inserting? Inserting into slot 1. So you'd expect that to be right, wouldn't you? So maybe that is slot 0 instead. It's putting them to slot 1, okay. Is it not extracting from slot 2? Slot 1? No. It is all connected. Slot 0. Oh, it's going insert, not extracting. That's what I did wrong. Extract from slot 2. There we go. Silly mistake. Setting them up. There you go. Extracting, extracting, extracting. And then the AE system is just pulling them in by importing into the system. So the import bus is dragging them in there. So now these hydrogen cells I can start putting through the next stage, which, if we have a look at that recipe again, the next stage is to put the hydrogen cells through an industrial centrifuge. Put them through an industrial centrifuge, and then it takes the deuterium. So the industrial centrifuges are the next thing in the process, and I'm going to need to go and make a hell of a lot of them. I believe it's like many. to process them fast enough to keep up with all the production. I think I worked out that we would need 60, 100. Let me see if I can remember where I wrote it down. It would be 144 industrial centrifuges. Yeah, I know. And they would be processing constantly in order to keep up demand to put liquids into a tank in order to put enough liquid into the fusion reactor to make the fusion reactor work. So, you can see we're doing quite a bit. Industrial electrolyzer, industrial blast furnace, industrial centrifuge. There we go. Show me, show me, show me. What? No recipe? Nothing AI? AE shows me nothing at all? Nothing at all. Well, there's... Oh, there's a different block. That'll do it. That'll be it. Right, so I've got refined iron plate, which I've made quite a lot of to get the industrial electrolyzers. Doodot also made a load of industrial electrolyzers, and I just put them all together to make this. So I need some more extractors, some more advanced circuits, some more iron plates, some more machine blocks, all of which I can get from the AI system near enough, apart from the extractor, which is easy enough to make anyway. So I'm going to go and make 144 industrial centrifuges. And I'm going to have to rig all of this up to centrifuge all of the cells that come out of here to get the products I need to insert them into a great big tank system ready for the fusion reactor to start using all the liquids. It's quite a large task. And it's a very boring crafting task, no doubt, as well. And I'll be putting barrels all the way along here as the power flow is good enough to link all of these together. In fact, I could probably go just straight down here, couldn't I? Just go straight down the rows, and it should do the same to connect them all up properly, like so. But I have a feeling that making a floor of barrels will actually look nicer. I suppose putting those like that, I can see better like that as well. Yeah, I might do that. Let's see if we can just pop that out. Well, there you go. That's the description of how this part of the fusion reactor is going. There's not really a lot that I can show you about how we're achieving this. Doodot's doing most of the work at the minute to actually make the fusion reactor and get all the parts together. And I'm just trying to keep things as automated with the AE systems and any automation I can rig in to make the final product all automatic and all just work. Doodot's doing lots and lots of research, so go check his channel out and have a look to see if you can spot anything that we could do better, and we'll give it a go. Right now though, I think I'm going to cut across to another little area that we're going to go and have a look at, and so I'll be back in a sec. So as this seems to be a bit of a world tour right now, I spent the first bit of the episode showing you around the Fusion Reactor project. Well, this is the other project I've been working on in the meantime as well. A bit of a more building project, building up the Crystal Keep. And the next episode I'll probably spend a bit more time around here doing a few cool little bits and pieces. But let's have a quick fly around. We've got the Museum of the Twilight Forest. The Twilight Forest Archives. where I plan on doing a bit more of the Twilight Forest mod in detail. Oh, listen to that noise. Now we've got sounds. Proper Twilight Forest sounds. We didn't have them before. But I put all these little critters, whatever they are. These little red things that sing at you. And they make hideous sounds all the time. I thought they looked nice when I first put them in. Well, the Crystal Keep. We've still got a few more episodes planned up to do. But the behind the Crystal Keep has been busy building away. As you can see, I've built this roof over the top of the museum, and I'll be here doing a few more things and bits and pieces, archiving stuff a bit later on in the series. And down there I've been building a wall around the Crystal Keep and a few new houses. I'm quite pleased with how they've turned out. I've had a bit of time just building away, and it's just been nice, just chilled out in the Crystal Keep building. These old shacks are all slowly being converted into these nice big townhouses. The Crystal Keep town itself is now developing nicely. I have these little lampposts. I'm quite pleased with how they look. They're quite nice. And the magical trees have all been crafted. And if you look through there with actual goggles on, you'll see that the centre of the node is right there on display. And these houses, I think, yep, I got some villagers into them. Hello there. Books for emeralds. You're awesome. And you've even got a nice upstairs part of the dwelling, and in an attic space of the dwellings as well, with little overhangs and things. No major furniture yet, though. I haven't done anything like that yet. But the road from Lewis's tree to my tree is now complete, all with maize stone from the maize. They're quite problematic to place down, and I have been doing all of it off camera because of all the little derpy mistakes. And it takes quite a while to mine them up. If you make a mistake, you've got to be very careful. It's very boring, but I've enjoyed doing it still. And I don't know about this little section here yet, but I think it sort of fits the theme, given this little walkway all the way around the Crystal Keep. I think I'll install these all the way around to give that look about it. And I basically sealed it in, and now I'm building this city. And it's all building. It's just building project after building project after building project here. Keep adding these townhouses to the place, and moving and adapting these guys that we've originally built for when it was a bit of a town, a bit of a village, to conclude the season with an actual city of the Crystal Keep, making it an actual keep itself. We've been having problems with the flux in the area, so let me see if I can find out where the main problem is. It was this one over here that we tried to move around dangerously high flux levels, because this is a big dark node. We've been trying to purify it, trying to move it around to purify it, but it doesn't seem to be doing any good. It just seems to eat up all the pure nodes. So I've put a few trees around to try and get it built up over here as good auras, and we should end up clearing this out. I might even have to try out some bees, so I'll have to figure out what those purifying bees are and get them installed, because I've got a load of the Stark drones and Stark princesses from Bowlef a little while ago, so hopefully I can put them to good use and figure them out. I've also done all of my Thorncraft research off camera now. It's the sort of thing that you can probably find on the wiki, or actually you could watch Doodart's videos, because Doodart's been doing a lot of the Thorncraft on video as well if you need some hints and help. He looks so sad. Sorry, didn't mean to talk to you like that. Oh dear. No villagers. Well, all the villagers are inside buildings. There are plenty of villagers around. But it's starting to take shape. And what I want to do is I want to use all this Thorncraft research that I've had and start building in things like little golems. Little baby golems that can be doing bits and pieces, like automatically doing some bits of farming and just moving stuff around so we've got some activity in here. Because the villagers don't really get very active. They just sort of hang around inside, like that dude in there, just waiting for somebody to come along into his shop and purchase something. Me and Doodart sorted them all out, tidied them all away, and now they can't go anywhere. So there's no activity in the town at the minute. I may think about releasing them a bit and letting them wander about. But too many of them causes too much lag, and that was just no good at all. So, all I've really done this episode, just shown you around a bit, get you to see what we've been doing. We are finishing off a few little projects here and there, and working hard in the background, off camera. Not really a lot of interest showing you how I built the wall. It's one block on top of another block all the way around the outside edge. I may build a house and do a few other little features around here to show you, and I'll probably spend a bit more time developing this zoo, get the zoo finished off after we collected all of those safari nets full of creatures. Oh, and now we've got sounds. It's going to drive me nuts playing in this little area. But that's it. This is what we have achieved so far in this utopia, in this world. The 1.6 is now out, which means the mods in this pack will start getting updated to 1.6, and sooner or later there'll be a 1.6 Ultimate come out, and the server will go through a restart. And since that fact came out, I think a lot of the players on the server and video makers on the server have slowed up their content. They've stopped doing things. I think it's just natural that when you're expecting a server restart, there's hardly any point starting a new project. But me, on the other hand, I like to get things finished before a server restart. On the Madlands, I've finished my tower before the server restart. On the Utopia, I want to finish that fusion reactor, and I want to finish this crystal keep, and hopefully get a few more episodes out with Lewis to finish off the adventure of Lewis and Nemsun at the crystal keep. So keep tuned to my channel, and keep tuned to Lewis's and Doodart's, and we will show you a few more things before this season of Utopia is over. And one more thing before I go. With every new season of Utopia, I will be looking at the whitelist and considering making changes. The server now is slightly more powerful than our previous server, so I think I may have a few more slots for new players to join us. Now, I do have quite a large list of newbies, players who haven't played Feed the Beast very much and would like to take on the role of the newbies this time. And I've got a few of the guys like M-Dog and Doodart who are now fairly experienced Feed the Beast players, and who will probably be on in a more experienced role in the next series. But we are looking for some other experts to complement us with Mondef and Lewis and Funshine X and Cento. So if there's anyone in particular you would like to see on the Utopia server who's fairly regular playing Feed the Beast and putting out videos of Feed the Beast, do you think you would like to see on our server, then put their name in the comments below, and I'll try and contact them and give them an invite and see what we can do. Well, I'm going to hang around here for a bit and do some more finishing touches, and then next episode we shall do a behind the crystal keep, and I shall do a bit more filling in on camera and show you a few little ideas I've been having while I've been building up the place. Until then guys, I will see you next time.